They post a photograph. Perhaps they are at a gathering, surrounded by noise, glass in hand, a smile plastered across their face that reaches everywhere but their eyes. To the world, they look free. To the world, they look relieved. To the world, it looks like they have moved on without a backward glance. But you know better. And more importantly, their soul knows better. Let us look behind the curtain of the facade. There is a specific moment I want you to visualize. It is the moment the door closes. The party is over. The distraction has gone home. The car engine is turned off, and they are sitting in the driveway, in the dark, with nothing but the ticking of the cooling engine and the beating of their own heart. This is the moment of the void. You, the holder of space, often torture yourself with a single, agonizing question. Are they happy without me? You imagine them living a life of lightness, unburdened by the depth of the connection that currently feels like it is crushing you. You imagine that their silence means indifference, but you are looking at the mask, not the man. You are looking at the costume, not the woman. We are going to walk through the psychology of the avoidant soul when the distractions fade. We are going to explore the physiology of their suppression, because the truth is not what you see on a screen. The truth is what happens when the lights go out. To understand the silence that currently fills your home and your heart, we must first descend into the architecture of their fear. You are standing in the wreckage of a connection that felt destined, confused by how someone could look into the eyes of a love so profound and simply walk away. You ask yourself if it was real. You ask yourself if you imagined the depth. But the truth is not that they felt too little. The truth is that they felt too much. When the unawakened counterpart pulls away, they are not running toward a better life, nor are they running toward a new love. They are running toward safety. For you, this connection feels like the sanctuary you have been searching for your entire life. It feels like the air you were always meant to breathe. But for the avoidant soul, this connection does not feel like peace. It feels like looking directly into the sun. It is blinding. It is overwhelming. It threatens to burn down the carefully constructed walls they have built to survive in this world. We must look at this through the lens of their nervous system. Throughout their life, they have constructed a very specific identity. This identity is built on control. It is built on being strong, independent, and invulnerable. They have survived by keeping their emotions in shallow waters where they can stand up and keep their head above the surface. Then you entered their life. Your energy did not just touch the surface, it pulled them into the deep ocean. Psychologically, their nervous system enters a state of hyper-arousal when they are near you. They feel engulfed. To the unhealed ego, intimacy does not feel like love. It feels like a demand. It feels like a loss of self. Your love acts as a spotlight, shining brightly on every shadow they have tried to hide, every insecurity they have buried, and every wound they have refused to heal. This is terrifying to the ego. The ego screams that it is in danger of annihilation. So they retreat. They pull the ripcord. They sabotage the connection not because it is broken, but because it is working too well. When they finally leave, when the door closes and the silence settles, you project your own feelings onto them. You imagine they are heartbroken. You imagine they are missing you immediately. But I must tell you the truth, however difficult it may be to hear. Their immediate reaction is not regret, it is relief. You must not take this personally. It is the relief of a diver finally surfacing for air after being too deep underwater for too long. They tell themselves that they have regained control. They tell themselves that they are safe now. They convince themselves that they are back to normal. They dive into the mundane details of their life with a renewed vigor. They focus obsessively on their work. They date people who are safe, people who do not challenge their spirit, people who touch their skin but never their soul. They construct a reality that is predictable, manageable, and small. For a few weeks, or perhaps even a few months, this suppression works. The high of avoidance feels like freedom to them. They believe they have successfully escaped the intensity. But here is the paradox of the spiritual dynamic and the human emotional body. You cannot selectively numb emotion. When you numb the pain, you also numb the joy. When you wall off the depth, you are left living entirely in the shallows. They may look happy in photographs. They may seem functional to the outside world. But internally, the color is draining out of their world. Everything becomes gray. The food tastes bland. The conversations feel hollow. The victories feel empty. They are operating on autopilot, like a machine that has been programmed to simulate a life rather than a soul actually living one. This is the physics of suppression. Suppression is not a passive act. It is an active expenditure of energy. Imagine holding a large air-filled beach ball underwater. As long as you are focusing all your strength and attention on pushing it down, it stays hidden beneath the surface. To the observer, the water looks calm, but beneath the surface, there is a tremendous amount of tension. The muscles fatigue, the arms grow heavy. The focus required to keep the truth submerged begins to drain them of their vitality. This is what is happening to them while they are away from you. They are not resting. They are working exhaustively to keep the memory of you, the feeling of you, and the truth of the connection from breaking the surface. Eventually, the muscles fail. Eventually, the energy required to suppress the connection exceeds the energy they have available. This is when the facade begins to crack. It is not a matter of if, but when. The ball will shoot up to the surface with twice the force it was pushed down with. This is where the true dark night begins for them. It does not begin in the leaving. It begins in the silence that follows the leaving. It begins when the distractions run out and the adrenaline of the escape fades away. They are left with the undeniable realization that they have traded a diamond for a stone. They are left with the knowledge that they are safe, yes, but they are also profoundly alone. They have secured their walls, but they have locked themselves inside a prison of their own making. This is the anatomy of their avoidance. It is a tragedy of fear masquerading as indifference. They are not monsters who set out to hurt you. They are wounded children who became frightened when they finally found the one thing that could heal them. Let us speak of the ghost that lingers in the room long after the physical body has departed. You have likely spent many sleepless nights lying awake, sending them telepathic love, crying out to the universe, and feeling the tug of the invisible cord that binds the two of you together. You wonder if they feel it. You wonder if your energy reaches them, or if it simply dissipates into the void. I am here to tell you that they do feel it, but they interpret it differently than you might expect. To the avoidant soul, your absence becomes an undeniable presence. When they first leave, there is a period of silence where they believe they have successfully severed the tie. but energy is not bound by physical proximity. When the initial dopamine of the distraction wears off, the reality of their solitude begins to set in. The chemical rush of freedom fades. The check engine light of their soul begins to flash on the dashboard of their consciousness. They find that the things that used to make them happy now taste like ash. The casual relationships, the career achievements, and the numbing habits they once relied upon now feel insufficient. They feel a subtle, pervasive boredom. It is a grayness that settles over their world. This is not clinical depression in the traditional sense. It is a spiritual malnutrition. They are starving for a depth they have voluntarily walked away from. Carl Jung, the great analyst, spoke of the anima and the animus, the soul image within every human being. When they ran from you, they were not just running from another person. They were running from the other half of their own psyche. You represented the missing piece of their own soul. By rejecting you, they have effectively rejected a vital part of themselves. And now, the haunting begins. It is not that they are sitting there explicitly thinking that they made a mistake. Their ego is far too strong and too defensive to admit that so soon. It is much more subtle and insidious. It weaves itself into the fabric of their daily life. It is a song on the radio that forces them to change the station immediately because it makes their chest tighten with a memory they cannot suppress. It is the smell of a perfume or cologne in a crowded room that makes them turn their head before they can stop themselves, searching for your face in a sea of strangers. It is a dream they wake up from, sweating and disoriented, where you were simply standing there looking at them with eyes full of understanding. They try to sleep, but the memory of your energy is louder than the noise of their life. You provided a mirror that reflected their divinity back to them. Without you, they are left alone with their ego. And the ego is a notoriously lonely companion. They begin to feel a profound sense of dissatisfaction. They may try to fill the void with new people. They may date others who seem perfect on paper, but every new person is subconsciously measured against the imprint you left on their soul. They find themselves making silent comparisons that no one else can live up to. They think that this new person laughs too loud. They think that this new person does not understand the nuance of what they are saying. They feel that the depth is missing. They become frustrated. They might even become angry at you in their minds. They ask themselves why they cannot just be happy. They ask why your memory is still there, lingering like smoke. You must understand that this anger is actually a positive sign. Indifference is the opposite of love, but anger is a sign of life. Anger means the bond is still alive. It means they are fighting the current. They are realizing that they can travel to the other side of the world, but they brought themselves with them. And because you are entangled with their self-definition, they brought you with them too. They are haunted not by a ghost, but by the living reality of a love they tried to kill but could not. They are learning the hard way that you cannot divorce your own soul. There is an ancient and poetic concept known as the Hound of Heaven. It is the inescapable truth that the divine hunts us down no matter how fast we run or how well we hide. We can sprint through the labyrinth of our own minds. We can bury ourselves in the caves of our denial. We can build fortresses out of logic and reason. But the divine does not give up. In this profound connection you share, you must understand your role within this dynamic. You are the proxy for the divine. You are the vessel through which this undeniable truth entered their life. And because of this, They are not just running from a relationship with you. They are running from the very force that seeks to evolve them. For a long time, you have likely played the role of the pursuer. You have sent messages. You have pleaded for understanding. You have projected a constant stream of longing and energy toward them. You must understand the physics of what this does. As long as you are chasing, you are pushing energy toward them. You are feeding their ego. You are unwittingly validating their decision to run. Your pursuit signals to them that they are the prize and that they are in control. You are carrying the weight of the bridge for both of you. You are doing the spiritual work, so they do not have to. As long as the noise of your chasing fills the air, they do not have to hear the silence of their own soul. But what happens when you stop? What happens when you, the holder of space, finally put down the phone and surrender the outcome? What happens when you decide that you are no longer willing to abandon yourself to keep them? A profound shift occurs in the quantum field. You create a vacuum. In the laws of physics, nature abhors a vacuum. When you withdraw your energetic focus, the pressure in their reality suddenly drops. The wall of energy they were pushing against disappears, and they stumble forward into the empty space. In that sudden and terrifying silence, they are forced to hear their own thoughts. This is when the dark night truly descends upon the avoidant soul. Without your energy propping up their ego, the false self begins to collapse. They begin to confront the lie they have been living. They look around at the safety they fought so hard to secure, and they realize it is actually a prison. They look at their safe partner, or their empty apartment, or their busy schedule, and they feel a profound sense of existential homesickness. It is a specific type of grief. They are homesick for a place that no longer exists on any map. They are homesick for the feeling of being known. You often wonder if they suffer. You wonder if they are happy while you are in pain. The answer is complex. Yes, they suffer, but it is a quiet suffering. It is not the dramatic weeping of the heartbroken. It is the stoic suffering of a man who has locked himself out of his own house and pretends he meant to sleep in the yard. It is a dull, aching throb in the center of their chest that they cannot explain. They try to diagnose it as stress. They try to diagnose it as fatigue. But deep down, in the spaces between their thoughts, there is a gnawing knowledge. They know they walked away from the only thing that was real. Regret is a difficult emotion for the unawakened. Regret requires humility, and the ego guards against humility fiercely. So, at first, this suffering does not look like sadness. It looks like restlessness. It looks like irritability. It looks like a sudden need to change everything about their life because nothing feels right anymore. They are fighting a battle they cannot win. They are wrestling with the Hound of heaven. You do not need to intervene. You do not need to remind them of your existence. The universe is doing that for you. Every sunset they see, every moment of silence they endure, and every hollow interaction they have is a reminder of the depth they left behind. They are learning that they can run from you, but they cannot outrun the truth of who they are. So, what do you do with this profound understanding? You have analyzed their silence until you are exhausted. You have dissected every interaction until your mind is weary. You are tired of waiting, and you are tired of wondering. You want peace. You want to reclaim your life. To do this, we must move from the realm of theory into the realm of practice. We must initiate 3 specific internal shifts that will move you from a state of passive waiting to a state of active living. These are not just intellectual concepts. They are energetic maneuvers that change the very frequency of the connection. The first shift requires you to become the observer rather than the victim. For too long, you have been reading their silence as a rejection of your worth. You have been interpreting their distance as a statement about your lovability. You must stop this immediately. You must begin to read their behavior as a symptom of their capacity, not a judgment of your value. When you see a photograph of them smiling at a party, or you hear through a mutual friend that they are doing well, do not allow yourself to spiral into the narrative that they are happy without you. You must say to yourself that they are coping. You must recognize that they are wearing the mask. You must detach from the three-dimensional evidence because the eyes can be deceived, but the intuition cannot. If you feel in your gut that they are not okay, trust that feeling. But do not drown in it. Stand on the shore of your own emotional stability and observe their storm from a distance. You are the witness, not the weather. The second shift is the energetic recall. This is perhaps the most powerful move you can make. I want you to close your eyes and visualize all the energy you have leaked toward them over the past months. Visualize the worry, the checking of their social media, the late-night longing, and the desperate prayers. Visualize this energy as golden threads extending from your solar plexus and attaching to them. You have been feeding them. You have been acting as a battery for their avoidance, keeping them energized so they do not have to generate their own strength. Now, gently and with great love, I want you to visualize yourself pulling those threads back. Hand over hand, wind them back into your own body. Feel the warmth of your own power returning to you. Say to yourself that you are calling your power back. You are no longer willing to be a life support system for their denial. This is not an act of abandonment. This is an act of sovereignty. You are allowing them the dignity of their own journey. You cannot carry their backpack for them forever. They must feel the true weight of it on their own shoulders to realize that they need to unpack it. The third shift is to trust the architecture of the universe. You must understand that if this connection is divinely ordained, it is subject to divine law. Gravity does not need your help to work. The tides do not need you to push the water to the shore. The sun does not need you to remind it to rise. These things happen because they are woven into the fabric of reality. Your connection is no different. You do not need to remind them that you exist. You do not need to post things to get their attention. The universe is doing that for you every single day. Every sunset they see will remind them of you. Every moment of silence they endure will speak your name. Every hollow interaction they have with another person will highlight the absence of your depth. When you stop trying to control the timing, you align yourself with the flow. You stop fighting the current and you let the river carry you. You must trust that the same force that brought you together is intelligent enough to orchestrate the reunion. Your only job is to clear the resistance within yourself and to prepare your own vessel to receive the love you deserve. You are not waiting for them to choose you. You are choosing yourself, and in doing so, you become the lighthouse that they can finally see in the dark. We must end with a realization that will set you free. The battle you perceive, the push and pull, the running and chasing, is not between you and them. He is not fighting you. She is not fighting you. They are fighting God. They are fighting the evolution of their own soul. They are fighting the part of themselves that demands to grow. and that is a battle they will lose. You cannot outrun your own spirit. You cannot divorce your own soul. So, rest your weary heart. You have held the space long enough. It is time to let the space hold you. Go back to your life. Tend to your own garden. Make your own soul so beautiful, so vibrant, so undeniable that you become a lighthouse. A lighthouse does not run around the island looking for boats to save. It just stands there. It shines. And the boats that are meant to come home will always find their way to the light.